We're back here live from Sync Summit here in Hollywood at the Roosevelt Hotel, and we're with Joe Solo of the Music Success Workshop. Joe, thank you so much for joining us. I
My
really
pleasure.
appreciate it. You know, as a writer and producer, you've worked with so many artists over the years in both a writer capacity and as a producer. And I'm curious, what is it that you feel an artist needs to be doing, I guess, prior to making any recordings? What should they be aware of and be doing prior to going into the studio to make any recordings?
Well, the songwriting, it all starts with there. It's
Okay.
got to be undeniable. It's got to be tight. And usually that means rewriting over and over and over and being just so honest with yourself and putting your ego aside and trying to write the best song you can. Like one common mistake I observe is people want to sometimes just get it done, so they'll grab a rhyme off of rhymezone.com or some other website that sort of, fits the rhyme scheme, but it might not make the best sense for the song, but they could feel like, okay, finally, that stanza is finished and I can move on. But I think you got to just be really honest with yourself. Is this the best the writing can be? And ask that question, and then answer it truthfully and go from there.
It's interesting you say that because a songwriter, record producer I knew many years ago, Mike Chapman,
Sure.
a renowned guy who did all the Blondie records, he used to say that very thing. What is it that you attribute to your success? And he said, I rewrite and rewrite and rewrite until I feel it's as strong as it can be. He says, I've never just written a song once and had it, and recorded it. Never in my life. He said, I work at it and rewrite and rewrite. But he also said that was a very, very important component.
Yeah, you have to push yourself, and the same goes for the music, not just the lyrics. A lot of singer-songwriters who play guitar have this limited chordal palette. Maybe they play G, D, C, E because they're the easiest chords to play, and so they kind of stay within that framework of songwriting. But if they could learn more chords and if they could bring more interesting colors to the songwriting, then that will elevate the music and the song itself.
Okay. Now, you've produced a lot of artists, and I'm curious from the artist perspective, in your experience, what are the questions or the qualities or the things that an artist should look for when selecting a producer to work with?
Well, the first thing is a good personal fit.
Okay.
If you're not going to get along in what is a very intimate environment, and you're creating these songs which are part of your soul together, and you're entrusting the producer to take your vision and make it larger than life and professional, you got to be able to get along pretty well. And you're going to spend a lot of hours in the studio, and they should be enjoyable. There should be a good personal synergy. So I think that's the first thing. And after that, then you have to see if you have shared sensibilities about where the music's going to go. And if the artist is wanting to go into a hillbilly country direction, and the producer is adamant about going into an electronic dance music direction, this better be resolved before they get in the studio and start. Although, I suppose an electronic dance country artist would sound pretty cool, now that I think about it. But you have to be on the same page musically. And then finally, I think it's important to establish who the final decision maker is. Now, whenever I do a production, the artist is the final decision maker. I'll fight for an idea if I think it's the best for the song, but at the end of the day, the artist makes the decision, and then we move on. So we're always moving forward.
Okay. You run a company called Music Success Workshop for artists and songwriters. Can you tell us about that?
Sure. The Music Success Workshop is my company where I basically do everything I can to help aspiring professionals break through on the big time or enjoy their dream in whatever form it is. And I have a book coming out. I've got a free video series which people can get by going to joesolo.com. I send out tips every week. I do live weekend workshops all over the country. And I've got a series of long-form videos that we're selling, which are like panels, live panels that I do with music supervisors and other hit songwriters and all these different kinds of things. And so it's a lot of information, and I'm just taking everything that I know and passing it over to the next generation of aspiring professionals so that they could have the best chance possible at realizing their dream.
Okay, so you work with artists, songwriters, up-and-coming producers, I
Yep,
mean, you work
yep.
with the full gamut, and your workshops are based for all of those as well, the panels and the videos and so forth.
Yeah, I mean, there's so much to being successful in music. There's the business side. There's knowing the secret handshakes and building relationships. There's the creative side. There's the technical side. There's the publishing side. And then, just as important, there's the internal growth side. You know, is your ego going to be the thing that prevents you from getting the very success you want? I've seen that as the number one reason why people aren't successful, is their own ego trips them up, and that's one of the hardest things to contend with. But it's important to be honest with every aspect of your music, and so a lot of what the Music Successful Workshop does is help train people to be comfortable being honest with themselves so they can improve in all those various areas and have the highest chance of success possible.
Okay. Now, beginning in January, what are some of the workshops that you have? Do you have any dates that you can give us, or any times, or where should people go to learn about the workshops?
Well, they can go, if they sign up on my email list at joesolo.com, the information is sent directly to them. And I do have a workshop coming up in New York City in March. I might actually have to push that back to April, because I just had 2 workshops in LA, and born out of that, I got 9 production deals from people who attended the workshop, which was a little unintended side benefit from it. But there's only so many hours in the day, so I might have to push that back a month. But you get on the mailing list, and all the information will be sent directly to you.
Okay, so at joesolo.com.
Yep.
Okay, and finally, for artists that are up and coming, you know, especially in the music business today, what's the best piece of advice you can give them to move their career forward? What kinds of things are necessary in your mind?
Well, first and foremost, making the commitment to never quit.
Okay.
And I mean, I just rattled that off like it's nothing.
Yeah.
But I really mean never quit, ever. You know, and that's a serious commitment. And even in the face of heartbreak and devastation, and we all go through various things, you got to keep pressing on. You got to keep pressing forward. And I've seen so many like talented individuals not do that, and it's disappointing to me when they've got this gift that they can give to the world, but the one element that's missing is the lack of commitment. And so it's important to go into your musical business pursuits with that kind of attitude. You know, I'm going to keep moving forward no matter what. You don't want to be in your deathbed going, I wish I would have done more. You know, you don't want to do that. So that's the best advice I can give.
Okay, so the commitment of never ever quitting.
Don't quit, ever.
Okay. Joe, thank you so much for doing this. I
You
really
bet.
appreciate
Hey,
it.
my pleasure.
Thank you.
All right.